Nothing crazy, just people panic over nothing sometimes, all the time. Good morning, guys. I am coming to you in complete potato form today because I woke up with a really bad headache this morning. And expecting to deal with crazy work stuff, but so far it hasn't been too bad. The headache, yes, but I haven't felt like getting ready yet. So it's about 9 now. I start my day at 7, but yesterday started my day at 7, and then everything was fine and calm and quiet until like 2 or 2:30, which I was surprised about because of the flooding. And the day before was pretty crazy. But yeah, it was nice and calm, peaceful, and I should have known it was too good to be true because like 2:30 came around. We got this huge, I say huge just because it's bigger. We haven't been getting a lot of orders with coronavirus. A lot of things have been, construction sites and stuff have been shut down, delayed, things like that. We do a ton of events this time of year and through the summer, and most of them have been canceled for this year. So, it's just been really dead. So we get this order at like 2:30, and it just involves, there's the yard. I was fighting it. It involves a lot of distribution. So a lot of like power boxes, cable, duct work, stuff like that. It's for drying out. So, right now the Willis Tower, it will always be the Sears Tower to those of us who live in Illinois, is completely flooded in the basement. They had somewhere like hundreds of, it might not be hundreds, there's thousands of gallons of water in their lower level right now. And it's a big building, so it's a ton of water either way. And then the job site we're dealing with is on Lower Wacker Drive in Chicago, which is downtown, like near the Sears Tower. So it's just horribly flooded down there. They don't usually flood like that. We do out here. Well, I'm about like an hour and a half away from there. So we usually get some flooding around here, not directly where we live. We're not really in a floodplain. We have flooded once, but that was because people don't know how to use their sump pumps properly. So it's a little bit crazy, but this order is going to go down there. It's just a lot of stuff that the guys had to pull. And then we ended up with a complication. The main piece of equipment we were setting down there is too big because it's going in a parking garage and whatever. So I didn't end up being done working until I think I got off my last phone call that I dealt with a little after 9 p.m. And then I was still getting text messages until like 10:15-ish. So it was a long day. I was just over it. So I was totally expecting to wake up to nothing but chaos this morning, but so far it's been pretty good. The guys are prepped. They of course had a few questions about why are we pulling this? Are we pulling the right piece? Whatever. And then getting loaded up and delivering. So it's been pretty calm, which is good because I just had my web appointment with Dr. E to just kind of review from the, my work phone's ringing and I'm going to ignore it for the moment, to review everything since the egg retrieval, double check to see, she wanted to see how I was feeling after that ER visit. And then she tells me that, yeah, a lot of people don't feel quite normal. They still feel pretty crummy until about 2 weeks after the egg retrieval is done, and they start their cycle. So that would have been nice to know. So I didn't think I was just a freak who didn't feel well for 2 weeks. So, but I'm feeling fine now. Today is day 1, so I let her know that. Oh, yeah. So I had to call, set up an appointment. I have an appointment for monitoring for tomorrow morning. So I have to go to Huffman Estates to go do blood work and ultrasound tomorrow morning. And then I just took some notes because obviously after my call with her, just so I have the information. So I thought I would share some of that with you guys. Every clinic is different. I've watched a ton of videos on IVF and things like that. Every clinic is different. So I'm just going to go over the information that she gave me for her clinic and as one of her patients and how they do it. So we'll go over it. Okay. So as I was saying, I got interrupted by work stuff. Nothing nothing crazy, just people panic over nothing sometimes, all the time. So the stuff that we went over on our call was that she just kind of reviewed that we had 21 eggs retrieved at the egg retrieval surgery. 18 of them were mature and 16 of them were fertilized. Of the 16, 8 of them had gotten to the blastocyst stage, which is where they need to be a frozen embryo, or to be an embryo. They're not frozen until they freeze them. By day 5, which is perfect. That's what they want. They want to see them, oh my gosh, at that stage by day 5. That's ideal. And then the other 2, because we ended up with 10 total frozen. The first 8 were day 5s. The other 2 ended up hitting that stage on day 6. So not bad, but just not the perfect spot. And then of those 8 from day 5, 2 of those were 4AA embryos. So those are the best of the best, perfect embryos. The only thing that could potentially be wrong with them is that we didn't do genetic testing, so we don't know that they're 100% genetically normal. So we talked about that. We talked about transfer day, which my clinic does it on a Thursday. We just don't know when yet. We have to go in for the monitoring. By we, I mean me. Scott can't even go in with me to my appointments or my procedures or anything because of COVID-19. So transfer day will be a Thursday. That's just the days that they do it. We just don't know when yet. That'll be determined. And then hopefully Scott can take me. Excuse me, just because that's just what I prefer. But somebody has to take me because what they do, what my clinic does is they give you Valium before the transfer. And all that does is it just helps you to be nice and relaxed. I have a problem with when we were doing the IUI cycles, it's just uncomfortable. So without trying to get too into detail, they use a catheter to place things in your uterus. So the process of getting that catheter there isn't comfortable. It's not like, oh my God, so painful, but it's uncomfortable. So you just I just automatically tense everything up. Even when I try to like relax and untense, I haven't figured out how to do that. So there's always like a pinch or a little bit of pain, and that causes me to like tense up. I think maybe because I'm trying to talk too fast, I don't know. So, and they don't want, like when they transfer the embryo, they don't want your body, but mostly your uterus to contract because they want the embryo to go in, get settled in, get nice and comfy and hang out. So they give Valium, so they don't want you to drive after that because it's Valium. So I'm sure I'll be able to have somebody drive me. I would just prefer it to be Scott, but if he's not able to, I've got other people around that I'm sure would help me out. I've got Scott's mom, who doesn't live far from us. I'm sure she would help me out. Scott's grandma, my brother's girlfriend, I'm sure could help me out. Hell, Maddie's mom could even probably help me. It just depends. We'll figure out if Scott can help out or not, if he can help out, if he can take me or not. If not, then I will get somebody else. I've got plenty of people who I can count on who can help me out. So, I was gonna say hell, even my sister, but she works usually on the weekdays in the morning, so probably not, but that would be cool too. So transfer will be on a Thursday. We don't know when yet. I need a driver. My clinic, I've heard of other clinics having people on strict bed rest, laying down, not getting up unless you have to pee, even to eat, to brush your teeth, to like no showering, anything like that for 3 days after transfer. My doctor I just talked to, she said that she'll want me on bed rest the day of the transfer and the day after the transfer, but her version of bed rest is just laying back, relaxing, not really doing anything. I asked her, since I'm working from home and my work's on a computer, she said that yes, I can work from home, just hanging out on the couch, in the bed, wherever, on the computer. She just doesn't want me getting up and down a whole lot. She doesn't want me, because my work can be stressful at times, she doesn't want me dealing with stressful stuff. So I'll decide. I've still got a ton of vacation time for the year and can't really go anywhere on vacation. So most of Scott's vacation time got used up when we both got sent home because of the fever I had at the beginning of this. So not really any options to go anywhere. We will be going camping, but that's not until July, assuming that they don't cancel on us again. They being the state of Illinois, not the campground, wasn't their fault. I'm sure they'd love to be open right now because they make a lot of money Memorial Day weekend. So, but we won't have to use vacation days that day or that weekend because it's a long weekend from 4th of July. So we will figure that out. And then if I need to, just in case work is stressful by that point, which will just be, I'm assuming like 2 weeks-ish until transfer, I could take vacation days if I needed to. They're really, really, really pushing for 1 embryo instead of 2. I would like to do 2, but I don't know. I'm gonna talk to Scott about it some more. I'd like to do 2 mostly just to increase my chances that we get pregnant and that things work out, but they're really pushing just 1 because of how many complications can come up and issues with a twin pregnancy. So we will see. I'll talk to him more about that when he gets home. So for the beginning of this right now, they'll tell me what day. I'm still waiting. They send me a calendar that tells me what I'm supposed to do when. So they'll tell me what day I'm still on the Lupron shot, and then they'll tell me when to start the estrogen patches. I'll take patches over extra shots. So she said, Dr. E said that I'll be on that, the patches and the Lupron for like 2 weeks. And then I believe she said after transfer is when the progesterone shots will start. Those are the ones I'm not looking forward to because everybody that I've watched that has to do the progesterone shots, they're the big shots. It's an oil and it has to go in your bum. So, but we'll deal with it. It'll be worth it. And then my clinic says, so for after transfer, I don't see this on a lot of posts and stuff, but I don't see why not to share it. You know, after transfer, they want no sex for at least 6 weeks, but it can go up to 10 weeks. So Scott's not going to be too happy about that, but we'll figure it out. And then what was the last one I had here? Oh, so my clinic recommends acupuncture. So I've looked at some acupuncture stuff when it comes to IVF and fertility and stuff like that. So even my doctor said, you could tell she was just kind of trying to get it in there. But she said that studies have shown that acupuncture can help with infertility, blood flow, that kind of thing, especially when used up to 3 months before transfer. Well, we're like 2 weeks-ish from transfer. So she was like, well, but we can still do acupuncture the day of transfer, before transfer, and then right after transfer for $300 a pop. So, but it's not required, anything like that. I'm not putting it down. Maybe it does work, but I've never been into the idea of acupuncture anyway. And not really too fond of the idea of having to pay an additional $600 out of pocket that day. So we probably will not do that, but I will be looking into ways, and I know there's other ways that you can increase blood flow to your uterus, which is what you want for transfer. So that's where we're at right now after my call with her. We're moving again, so just gonna be getting ready. I'll have my appointment tomorrow morning. Obviously not worried about that. I've done that a million times before. Just gotta go out there, wait to be called in, get my blood work, ultrasound done, and then we'll go from there. So I'm excited, but I'm still kind of, sorry, I'm laying in my bed because I don't want to listen to my computer or my work phone ding in the background the whole time I'm trying to talk to you guys. So I'm excited for things to happen. That's not comfortable, but I just don't really get overly excited about it. And that's since the IUIs, because I used to get like, oh, okay, today's the day we're going to do the insemination, and I'd get really excited about it, and then 2 weeks later we'd have a negative pregnancy test. And I'm not saying that can't happen this time either, because it very well can, which is what I'm terrified of. The thought of peeing on a stick, the thought of taking the pregnancy test, period, just scares me, because everyone I've ever taken, with the exception of that one faked one, and by fake, the day of the trigger shot when I had to take one, and obviously it was positive because the pregnancy hormone is what they transferred, what they give you. I've never had a positive pregnancy test, so the disappointment every time you pee on the stick and then go back to check it 3 minutes later and it's negative, I just hate that part. So I'm not looking forward to that. Absolutely hoping and looking forward to it working, but I don't know. I'm just trying to stay kind of methodical about it. I don't know. Just knowing, okay, well, I have to do this. I have to do the patches. I have to do the shots. I have this appointment to do. We have this to do. Like, it's just, I try not to think about it too much because I don't want to get too excited, just in case. So we will see. I think I'm going to leave it at that for right now. I may pick the camera back up. If I don't, make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment. Like I said, things are picked back up now. We're going to be starting doctor's appointments again tomorrow, and then at some point here in the next couple of weeks, we'll be going in for transfer. So a little nervous, but hoping everything turns out the way we want it to. So I'm going to go get back to work, trying to get caught up and trying to get rid of this headache. So, hopefully I'll talk to you guys here in a little bit, but if not, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye, guys.